What do you think of when you think of the word efficiency? What do you think of when you think of the word Meta, or what we know as Facebook, which owns Instagram and WhatsApp, and Oculus and a bunch of other companies that they're always constantly purchasing? Well, Mark Zuckerberg came out with a post, and you can look at Facebook's post on this, and this was to his employees, and it's called Meta's Year of Efficiency. And so this is kind of Zuckerberg's vision of streamlining his company, because they hired during the pandemic, ungodly amounts of employees. So, and you can see the share price right now. Meta's share price is almost doubled because of all the things that he's doing. So he wrote this letter, and I want to go over it because I think it's going to help you in business. And this is a clear now indication of efficiency and what that looks like. And it will help you with your team, whether you're a small business and you have 3 employees or whether you have 30,000. You're going to see something in this letter that's going to be an explanation. I'm just going to kind of paraphrase it. I'm not going to read a lot of it just because I don't want to get like deep into developers and all that stuff. But he published a blog post titled Meta's Year of Efficiency, and it kind of outlines the company's plan to make 2023 a year focused on refining their platforms and streamlining. And this is a good work for you. Especially you should have this in your calendar every single year, where you're taking a day off at least and going to an Airbnb somewhere, just you, and taking the time to just focus. Take 12, 15 hours and focus. Go for walks, take breaks, go eat somewhere, be by yourself and focus on the vision for the year. And then how can I refine things? How can I streamline things? It's this whole idea of working on the business, not in the business. And so we're going to get into kind of the key areas of focus in the letter, the potential benefits that users, developers, and advertisers can expect as a result of these improvements. And then we'll kind of get into details of Zuckerberg's vision and what the implications are for the future of Meta and its users. So first, streamlining user experience. One of the primary goals for Meta's Year of Efficiency is to create a more seamless user experience across all of their platforms. And Mark highlights the importance of making it simpler and more intuitive for users to access and use Meta's suite of products, whether it's Oculus VR, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. And to achieve this, Meta plans to invest heavily in their user interface, their UI, and user experience, the design. And I know this is like software talk, and maybe you have a brick and mortar business and you're a contractor. You're like, how can I take this? Well, user experience is for everyone. If you're a leader, if you're in business, your client's experience and what that looks like, just giving them a report. I was handed a report a while back from a piece of paper that was written down, dirty and wrinkled with numbers on it. Think about that. You did this. To me, that report showed, not that I'm a stickler on, and I have to have, all the perfect, like looking reports with the exact same font and logo. All those things help. It makes you look professional. Because what it looked like to me is you had a meeting, you're in a rush, you don't have enough time for me as a client. And so you just jotted down some things real quick that somebody told you over the phone. You didn't take the time, or any of your employees didn't take the time to look at my company and go over the numbers detailed. Like, take some time, take 20 minutes and go over the numbers by yourself, understand what's going on. So when I got that, I started asking questions. And of course they were just kind of saying the same thing. Well, let me get back with my team on that, and then I'll let you know. And then of course what happened, I never got an answer to any of my questions. So, user interface, user experience, you can look at that. Like I said, you're a contractor. How does that look when you're giving estimates? How does that look the way that you engage the customer? Who's engaging the customer? How do they look? How do they dress? What are they wearing? I had to have a heater, air conditioning put in. And the salesperson that came to the house, and I use Costco online, and then of course that gives them a lead to somebody that Costco trusts. Absolutely amazing. Salesperson, absolutely amazing. But then the installers came, and they were trying to shortcut me and do shortcuts from what the salesperson had promised. So immediately I had to stop the work, get the salesperson on the phone. They were going on a trip and we're at the airport. And I just felt like I didn't feel comfortable with it all. So I had to work it out. I had to tell them, no, let's stop it. We're not going to do this. And then finally, they conceded and we made a couple compromises on a few things. But at the end of the day, the whole user experience for me was horrible. In the beginning, it started off so good. And then when it actually came for the install to happen on the heating unit, it's at $20,000. So to me, that's a lot of money, and I expect it to be done right. So, user experience, user interface, even though those are kind of like tech jargon, it's still something that you can look at and understand. What does your design look like? Or how does your social media post? Do they have the same fonts? Do you have a color palette? Take the time to do those things. It's so professional. And then he talks about focusing on reducing app load times, improving navigation, and optimizing platform performance. Streamlining the experience, Meta aims to increase user satisfaction. You can use the word client, and foster more engagement across their platforms. So this is something that tech looks at, and you should look at, how can I engage my users more? Maybe it's simply having an email list. Maybe on the email list, it's a reminder. We'll use the company that I work with, a reminder to send, hey, it's springtime. Hey, it's summertime. Hey, it's fall. It's winter. Hey, we want to let you know we provide free filters because that's one of their things that they do. We'd be more than happy, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, stop by and pick up a filter. Have an email marketing. Keep in touch. Engage. If let's say you're a yoga studio and you want people to log into your platform and book appointments, a massage therapist, whatever you are, that's user engagement. So how do you do that? How do you foster more engagement? That's what he's talking about. And then next, he wants to empowering developers. Developers play a crucial role in driving innovation and growth within the Meta ecosystem. Recognizing this, Zuckerberg's vision for the year officially includes enhanced support for the developer community. So not is he only going to, he's going to fire a lot of people to create efficiency, but those that make the cut, those that are there, he wants to create this developer community and have enhanced support for them. This is something that you need to look at with your employees. How do you empower your employees? What does that look like? What is the vision of enhanced support and empowering your employees? What does that look like? Do you have a system in place for that? What if you, on a regular basis, knew that your employees were being empowered? What if you had a system in place? What do you think? How do you think your employees would feel? I talk to so many small business owners, and they have the us versus my employees. And my employees are kind of like the enemy. Your employees are the number one thing that gets you going, more important than your clients. You can get all the clients in the world, and if you don't have good employees, then expectations are going to be let down, and you're just going to be churning through clients. So Meta plans to improve and expand the developer tools, and I don't want to get into that, documentation, and it's going to help developers more easily build, test, and deploy applications on Meta's platform. So they're making the system easier. They're helping their employees to build, test, and deploy easier. And it's going to go over its developer policies and creating a more transparent communication channel. So how is the communication channel at your work now? Is everything going through you? Do you have decentralized leadership? Then he says fostering a healthy relationship between Meta and the developer community. Understanding that relationship is everything. If you have an unhealthy relationship with your employees, you're not going to be successful. It's the same, your relationship with your employees, it's almost the same thing as your partner or your spouse. If you have an unhealthy relationship with your spouse, what does that look like? If you have an unhealthy relationship with your employees, what does that look like? This is where leadership comes in. This is a hard thing that Mark Zuckerberg had to do, in firing so many people because Facebook Meta got so bloated. Next is boosting advertiser value. Advertisers are an essential source of revenue for Meta, and the year of efficiency speaks to maximize the value they receive from the platform. So Zuckerberg emphasizes the importance of delivering more accurate, relevant, and engaging ad experiences for users, while providing advertisers with better tools to manage and measure their campaigns. So they've done their research. They've studied. This is what I do for a living with marketing. So I know exactly what he's talking about here. Making the ads better. Making it where when I log on to the ads manager, I have better tools to manage and measure the campaigns. And the algorithms are going to make sure that my ads are relevant and engaging and accurate to who they go to. And if you're not running Facebook, Instagram ads, I encourage you to step into that arena and do that. Don't boost your posts, and I'm not going to get into a whole thing on this. That's just a waste of money. But I encourage you to get into just running, $5 a day, $3 a day. Run Google ads for the keywords that people would look up. Run those, $10 a day, so that your ad is popping up at the top. SEO, Google ads, Facebook, Instagram ads. If you do those three things, I guarantee it's going to help your marketing tremendously. It's all you need to do in the beginning in an email list if you really want to get to it. Meta will focus on enhancing ad targeting capabilities, enabling advertisers to reach their desired audiences more effectively. Additionally, the company plans to introduce more detailed performance metrics and data-driven insights, helping advertisers optimize their ad strategies and drive better results. Now, this is cool too. They have a thing where they're going to be embracing sustainability. Zuckerberg's vision of the year of efficiency includes a commitment to reducing Meta's carbon footprint. Now, some of you are on the right. Some of you are on the left, and some of you are like, yay, and some of you are like, It's so sad that we turn things so political. Like anything. Like, I'm so tired. I always say, I'm not right-wing, I'm not left-wing, I'm for throwing the whole bird out. So it's really, really hard a lot of people don't understand me, and they get confused. They, he's kind of on the left. Oh, no, he seems like he's on the right. Well, you're not going to be able to pigeonhole me like that. I'm homeless when it comes to being political. I'm kind of probably more centric, but I lean certain ways depending on certain things that I've studied and tried to understand. But this is awesome. This is being efficient, isn't it? The company plans to achieve this by optimizing energy consumption in their data centers, adopting renewable energy sources, and implementing sustainable practice throughout their operations. This is a good thing. Whether you agree with carbon footprints and data on the climate and all that, it doesn't matter. We don't need to be wasteful. We can all agree on that. We all get upset when if somebody took a trash bag and just in front of you dumped all their trash on the street, you would be upset, right or left. You don't want that to happen. We need to be better efficient, don't we? And just being responsible with our environment. So by integrating sustainability into their efficiency goals, Meta not only aims to reduce its environmental impact, but it also sets a positive examples for other tech companies to follow. And I think that's awesome. Meta's year of efficiency is an ambitious undertaking that seeks to refine the company's platforms. Notice the word refined. Some of you need to get back to what made you successful. You've become so bloated and you've lost vision, focus of who you truly are, because you've just kind of went with the wind and just been reactive. So you've been in this company for 10 years and it's not even the company that you started. You need to go back to refining. What does that refining look like? Well, you're going to have to spend time by yourself to get that vision back, to get that spark back, to get the motivation back, to be a leader. And he says he wants to create a more seamless experience for users, developers, and advertisers alike by focusing on streamlining, empowering, and delivering value. Zuckerberg's vision for Meta in 2023 represents a commitment to ongoing innovation and growth. What does growth look like for you? What does innovation look like? Ask your employees. If we were going to innovate, what would that look like? What does growth look like for you? Ask your marketing team. Ask your sales team. Ask your accounts receivable. Then he says, as a company continues to evolve and adapt to the ever-changing digital landscape, this focus on efficiency promises to have a lasting impact on Meta's ecosystem and broader tech industry. I encourage you to read it. You can skim over. If you just type in the Meta's Year of Efficiency and Mark Zuckerberg, like I said, it's on Meta's blog. You can go to their website and read it. It's a great letter. He uses first principles thinking. You can see that as he's like an engineer type, but it will help you. It will help you understand and know how good CEOs respond to what's happening in the market, what's happening to their environment, and what's happening to their shareholders, what's happening to the Fed and banks and everything else. CEOs have to look at all that macro economic. They have to look at all that and then make decisions based off of that. When's the last time you've done that? Are you just so reactive that you're not looking at, what do I need to do with my bank? What conversation do I need to have? Do I need to, wait on a loan? Should I expand? Should I not? All of those things are so important. I encourage you to read Meta's Year of Efficiency.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share. And go to abqpodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.